You know what it's time for? Krampus.
Don't you mean Father Christmas?
No, I mean his evil cohort, Krampus.
Ah!
Hi, it's another Christmas Schmat. And it's me, Johnny Porter, and I'm here with Neil Stringer.
Hello.
And our special guest, Ian Lother.
Good to be back, folks. Good to be back.
Our only special guest.
What? That doesn't make me any that special. Right?
True.
Yeah.
True. Because we will have other guests. Other guests that won't necessarily be special.
They won't get paid, right?
Nobody's getting paid here. But you join us for another festive episode. And this time around, we're talking about the 2015 Krampus. Of course, it's our traditional horror film. And in this particular one, it's Adam Scott is the star. And we just about remembered who he was, or figured out who he was. And there's a few other people that'll sort of pop up in here as well that we sort of recognised but had to Google. But for a change, it isn't one of the Asylum films that we're looking at here. It is a proper, feature film, Universal. And it's Michael Dougherty is the writer. So, he's been involved in a lot of sort of Marvel and DC films. So, you can see in the writing of this that it's a proper drama. It's a proper film. It's got up and down moments. It's funny. The effects are really amazing. There's some great animation in there, along with the actual CG creature effects, and looks like there's some practical things in there as well. So, there's a lot of really well put together effects. It's not our usual kind of cheesy, cheap and cheerful, or zero budget productions that we usually watch.
Some cool stop motion as well.
Yeah, there's a mix of the different type of effects that they've got in here. So with that in mind, then we're going to look through and see what we made of it, and hopefully pull together some kind of show to entertain you. Otherwise Krampus is going to come and get all the poor shit podcasts and put them in hell. And you can't do that to us, and I'm not going to do that to you. That's our promise. And I never lie. I never lie. And with that in mind, then what I'm going to do is turn to who we always turn to for Christmas cheer, Ian. Now, Ian, what did you make of it? What were your thoughts going in and versus what happened in what came out of the movie?
Joe had showed me the trailer for this movie, and so that's all I knew about it. I looked it up on Google and seen there was a bunch of sequels, I believe. But I thought it was great fun. And again, it had the Christmas message, didn't it?
It had the message of don't be a miserable git or life will be hell for you, basically.
Yeah. Appreciate your family.
You will enjoy Christmas or certain death.
Yeah. Exactly. But it was I love some of the action scenes, and the fact that the actual Krampus character you don't see a heck of a lot of in the movie. It's more he's got sort of these demonic toys and different things.
Yes, there was some elves and dolls and things and
Cookies.
And cookies, yeah.
So he's left to quite late on. I think you see him in like a flashback of sorts, an animated flashback. But I like that sort of less is more sort of thing, until the end.
Right up there, the budget for almost 50 million.
Really? That's pretty
small for 2015.
It is, but at the same time, for that sort of movie,
Yeah.
Okay, so Neil, same with you. Like, what were you expecting going in versus what actually happened in the movie with the end result?
Well, I was aware of the film because I do remember it being trailer when it came out originally. I just never got around to seeing it when it came out. So I've always been intrigued by the film. I didn't know what to expect. I knew it was about a demonic version of Santa or a demonic ally or counterpart to the Santa Claus myth.
And were you surprised by the quality, or did you already know that it was a big budget movie?
Well, to be probably honest, given the Universal logo on there and the cinema release for 2015, I'm actually amazed at how small the budget actually was. Do you think about it? But at the same time, horror films are easier to produce because they do have smaller budgets.
And so, Ian, for you, obviously, like, it was a whole cast of characters. Yeah, you're looking over there. It was a whole cast of characters, and the acting was really good in it. The characters were well rounded, weren't they? So that's something that I've noticed with the Christmas, especially horror films and things. Like the one we watched, Dead End, that we were just discussing before we came on here. That's another one. There wasn't a big set. It was, the acting is what sold that, and I think this film didn't let us down. What's your thoughts on the cast?
The cast all worked really well. It's that sort of typical Hollywood family that, don't get on. It's the sort of family where you see some of them just for Christmas. They just call in at Christmas because they're sort of obligated to. You don't have a lot in common with them and you can't really stand them. But they're still family. And there was a good mix. You had your sort of tough guy, sort of, very pro guns and pro toughness. He buys his kids, knuckle dusters for Christmas. Wants them to be tough. And then you have the other side of the family where it's just a typical, just two typical kids. But the father works too much and the mother's getting stressed out about Christmas, making sure everything's right, and
the kid losing faith.
And the kid loses his faith a wee bit on Christmas because everyone's fighting, and it sort of causes him to make a wish that
he kind of regretted that wish.
That he kind of regretted, yeah.
Also, I think also with all have family members that we tolerate or we get frustrated at, but they're still family, but there have been some families who have rifts within.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's how I feel about used to.
But we've all had, a lot of families have rifts, siblings or or cousins or brothers that you've kind of lost contact with, or you've kind of don't see eye to eye, and you've kind of broken on, and you've never had a great relationship. But yet, when Christmas comes, you have to at least see each other.
So, in terms of scenes, there was a lot of action shots and everything, and creature shots and things like that. So, starting with you, Neil, what do you think were your standout moments? Because a lot of those scenes you were on edge for the whole time they were happening, weren't you?
I suppose the nail gun with the gingerbread man was iconic. See, the bit there, the slow motion shot of what appears to be the gingerbread man about to make the final kill on Howard, and then all of a sudden it stops, and you wonder what happened. And then cuts to the dog go, and then the classic the dog eating the grub.
The dog stealing your lunch.
Yeah, the dog stealing the lunch, exactly. And also, I do like how minimalist the effects were. You see the feet moving on the roofs. You see the side of it. The daughter Beth is hiding under the car, and you hear the sounds. And
is it squirrels?
Yeah. And then there's the bit where the main aunt, goes full Rambo at the end when she gets the shotgun
and I think it was, did we say Dorothy? Is that
Dorothy? Dorothy. And she just goes full Rambo with the gun.
And what about yourself, Ian? What were the sort of standout scenes for you?
The gingerbread man scene I thought was fantastic, especially with the dog. The guy closing his eyes, you know, he thinks he's a goner, and then he just looks down and the dog's just munching away. That was brilliant. But I really loved near the end where the ground opens up, you know, and it's sort of, you know, it's sort of the pit, you know, to hell, and, you know, the kid is begging to take his wish back, and there's just one wee sort of almost creepy scene where Krampus, you know, takes the tear away from his eye before throwing him in. You know, so I thought that was really, really good.
And in a way, it kind of breaks to some of the rules in a way that, you know, kids usually are never usually killed on screen in horror movies.
Yeah.
You know, usually the adults are, or usually the adult males are seen on camera. Sometimes the women, not on camera, but off camera.
Yeah.
Kids, you know, and then kids are just implied to be killed. But this one here, I felt like really.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was a sense of realism in it that was, you know, that sort of helped with the emotion of what was happening here. The grandmother, obviously, she had made the mistake in the past, and her grandson then repeated it. So it was a kind of a family thing. It was kind of personal. It wasn't just the fact that the family members were supposedly assholes and that's enough. In this case, it was more personal. You know, this time it's personal. You know, it really was personal for them because the grandmother was the one that had a history with Krampus. So I think when at the end when he falls into the void and they have this, you know, happy family Christmas, but then when he opens up the Krampus ball or bauble, whatever you want to call that, when he does that, then the reality shatters a little bit.
Yeah, all of the family, you know, they start to look at it, and they've got a very like scared look on their faces. So then they end up in the snow globes, I guess. He's got a collection of.
Yeah, you know, spoilers. If you don't want, if you're watching this before, actually seeing the film, you know, spoilers.
Yeah, they pull us into elsewhere. You know, where
it's all a dream.
It was all a snow globe.
You know, it does that thing where it's all a dream, and most times that's a cheat. That could be a real cheat, because it's like, oh, you've been invested on here, and then it feels like they pull the rug from under your feet.
Well, at least they pull it back again.
But yeah, exactly. There's a twist within a twist. You know, it depends. I always think it depends on how that, you know, it was all a dream is done. I mean, you don't want to be like Dallas here, and, you know, basically Bobby's been in the shower for 18 months. You know, you don't want that approach to the.
But you knew it wasn't real because the family was getting on together.
Yeah.
And they were being nice to each other.
Drinking tea and whatever.
You know. So of course they must be in hell.
Being in hell wasn't these absolute standards, and everyone gets on pretty well.
I mean, the thing about the British audience is we love a bit of miserable, you know, Christmas cheer. That's I don't personally, but that seems to be why all the soaps are on over Christmas, and there's always a big depressing storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you've heard the old. There is many says, like, you know, when you put whenever someone says, what's the worst that can happen? You know, that's one of the few lines that someone says that you put the skull on someone. But the other one is from is the one that I think in these standards every year someone's guaranteed to say this will be the best Christmas Wolfers ever had, and you know that's a prelude to a miserable Christmas for a lot of people.
Merry Christmas, Mother. That's a good girl.
Take me instead. sorry. I just wanted Christmas to be like it used to be.
And if you want to get in touch with us, here are the many ways you can do so. We're on Twitter or X, and it's @ChatSchmat. The same on Instagram, @ChatSchmat, and we're also on Blue Sky. On Blue Sky, it's @chatschmat.bsky.social. And we've been on Facebook for a while, but we haven't really said anything about it. But here we are. It's facebook.com/chatschmat, so you can come along there. And finally, of course, as always, we're on email, and that is show@chatschmat.com. So please get in touch, and don't forget you can also comment on the videos as well. And so, obviously the message in that movie is enjoy Christmas or else, isn't it really?
Or be careful what you wish for.
You might get it.
And I think, one of the things we always talk about, in the podcast is like, how popular a film is and things like that. And this particular one spawned sequels, didn't you say? So
Yeah.
we know that there's more. Now, whether the sequels are any good, I don't know if we'll watch them on this channel, who knows, but...
Well, it's straight to DVD. It must have been straight to DVD. I don't know what really all it was, but it in the cinema.
I don't know, to be honest.
But if a good idea comes, then they milk it.
Oh,
don't they?
absolutely, yeah.
That's the Hollywood goal.
That's it. And so, I always ask this when we do these things, but who do you think was, Neil, we'll start with you, Neil. Who do you think was your standout character? There's quite a lot of quite good characters in this, but who do you think was your standout character?
Howard.
Really?
I don't know. He
The
just,
gun-toting?
yeah,
uncle?
he just seems like an idiot that you want to see get his comeuppance, but at the same time, he doesn't believe it, that he's quite outspoken, but yet comes over with silly, funny lines, that you don't really like him as a person, but you kind of have fun with that character, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Little recon mission, huh? Thought you'd never ask. I told you we should have gone to my brother's.
Sure, Howard, Christmas on a pig farm.
Jesus was born in a barn.
Knock it off, you guys.
What is it?
Hey, look at this. Huh?
What?
They got more stuff.
And how come rich people get all the free shit?
I don't know, honey. Democrats, probably.
That's my boy. That's my boy.
It sure is.
You packed guns on Christmas.
Always be prepared, Boy Scout.
Howard, that's Jordan. We gotta get in there. We gotta get in there and get her out.
Linda, what are we dealing with? What'd you see up there?
You don't want to know, sweetheart.
Honey, I just got my ass kicked by a bunch of Christmas cookies, so trust me when I say I can take it. Shh. Rosie. Come here, girl. Useless turd. All right. Wait here. I just want to say thanks for, saving my ass back there.
Oh, well, sure, no problem.
And I just want to say I'm sorry for thinking you're such a spineless dick all these years.
Hi there, thanks for stopping by. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel, because we're on a mission to get 1,000 subscribers. Helping us to do so will unlock features on the YouTube channel, including monetization. Doing so will support the channel and help us create more content, better content, and be able to do more. So, enjoy the rest of the episode, and don't forget, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. about yourself, Ian? Who was the sort of one that I know? I'm thinking of one that I know. I think you're going to pick, but
Dorothy.
yeah,
Yeah, because you sort of thought, does that remind you of anyone?
I think that's why I did. I think that's why I said her, because I knew Ian was going to go for the for Dorothy.
Kindred spirits and all that.
Kindred spirits, yep, absolutely.
She was like, "Get me to the eggnog," wasn't she?
Get me to the eggnog. What was it, Martha Stewart threw up in here?
Yeah, that was a good line. I like that one.
But the whole cast was very good, and they played off each other really well.
They played off that thing. I mean, I'm not saying it's not a thing that happens around the world, because, you know, anywhere in the world you've got political differences, but in America, in particular, you have the difference between people who don't like guns and people who do.
Yeah.
But in the end, the brother-in-law, Adam Scott's character, pulled through it when it was a case of self-defense, and I think they kind of bonded in some way over that, didn't they?
Yeah, because he did say, "I'm starting to like you."
I think the problem is politics is more personal in America. It's more passionate. They're more passionate about it. In America, it seems that if one say the family, say for example, was a Democrat, and the other say, and then another family was a Republican, and he was a diehard Republican, he voted for Trump, and the other side of the family has voted, for Kamala Harris. I'm really doing it by with the podcast by saying those names, but what I'm saying is that there would cause a major rift in a family in America, whereas maybe over here it wouldn't.
I think the problem with here is in Britain, yes, we are all year round opinionated, and so our politics is different. We'll rant and rave about something, but we can still have dinner with people. Now, there's exceptions to every rule, and in Northern Ireland, where we're from, politics is one of those things that in the past could be dangerous to bring up, so we've learned to kind of try and deal with it and, factor things in. Of course, not every home's like that. There's obviously differences. People have violent Christmases, which, is true, but we're talking about just a sort of generic, regular situation with people where politics can be, an issue. And I think, as you say, but one of the things I loved in that was the line that he said, "I'm sorry for thinking you're a spineless dick all these years." That was, that's the sort of thing, because there's always this right and left in America. Now, there is a right and left here, but it's not a defining feature, really. They mark their territory whether they're right or left, and that's why it's so much more divisive now, even than in 2015. When that movie was out. But there was I just loved the visuals. I loved the music as well. It was definitely really sort of feature film quality, and I think it sort of put you in the mood. There was a lot of action scenes in it, a lot of tense moments where you think someone's finished, and then you think they're dead but they're not. And I'm pretty sure the daughter from the beginning is dead, though. It seemed at some point that it wasn't clear what was happening to her.
Well, I do think that was quite a departure from the genre as well. The teenage daughter being killed off pretty early in the film, because usually the kids, or at least the feminine hero survives in a horror movie.
Yeah, I think probably 2015 was just before that type, because the two girls, Howard's girls, that that's another thing is of interest when they read out the young lad's Christmas letter to Santa. It's like a hornet's nest of all the stuff that's happening, and one of the things was that the Howard character was treating his daughters like boys, and that wasn't. I think they would have played more on that if that was made today. Yeah,
because I think there's one of his daughters that actually initially I thought was a boy, and then I'd be like, oh, it's actually a girl.
Yeah, they were kind of tomboys, weren't they?
Yeah. Obviously, because obviously there are girls called Stevie, because obviously it's short for Stephanie.
Mm.
And Ian, did you ever write letters to Santa?
Sure.
Did you ever pour your heart out to Santa?
I can't say I did. I just had like a list of all the stuff I wanted.
I want, dear Santa, I want this, I want this, I want this.
Yep. I've been a really good boy this year. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't, it wasn't like the Lord's Prayer where you were praying for your family's well-being.
No, and then we'd hand it into the post office.
Yeah, because I felt like I've forgotten the kid's name. Max, was it?
Max, I think.
I felt like he was entering a diary journal entry.
Yeah.
Wasn't he?
Yeah, it was certainly an unusual
Is
Santa
it?
letter.
Also, the letter was also, I think, used basically also for some exposition to set up all the problems with the family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that problem. So
And it's a dramatic, soapy trope, but it does do that. It opens up.
And of
can
course,
worms.
you see near the end, Krampus has the letter, and it's all torn up. But
Yes, because in the scene when he, obviously this is when Krampus is invoked, but he tears the letter up, and it is a pivotal point in the movie, or a pivotal prop. Let's put it that way.
it's like he's almost saying, "I've give you what you wanted."
Yeah.
and this is how you repay me.
So there's a lot of messages in there, and I do think, at the end of the day, these Christmas myths, they are there. It's like fairy tales. They're there to teach you a lesson. Do you think that the film achieved that? I certainly feel it has.
Oh, well, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. The whole film was very chaotic, wasn't it? Once Max had made his wish, and everything started going down, So I'm sure by the end of it, if you went through that, you'd be going, you know what, my family's not too bad.
Yeah, that it's a bringing together story, isn't it?
It is, very much so.
What are your thoughts on that, Neil?
Very much so. I mean, it is a horror, but at the same time, it's very much a Christmas movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the big thing, the big takeaway from it. It's a Christmas message, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very as for all the horror elements on there, it's got every element that you're so used to in many a Christmas movie.
Yeah, Dorothy, it's so great to see you.
Yeah, well, your sister's no Mother Teresa, but at least she swings by every once in a while to make sure that I'm not dead. So where's the dog? I need to get Mary.
It's in the kitchen. Help yourself.
Lord Almighty. Looks like Martha Stewart threw up in here.
Remember that your Aunt Sarah likes everything to be clean and perfect, and that's why she makes so much food that you can't pronounce.
Well, I just thought you guys might like a break from macaroni and cheese with hot dogs.
Yeah, okay.
Well, you were wrong. And who doesn't make a ham at Christmas? What are you now, a Jew?
Mom?
Probably just squirrels.
In this weather.
Aunt Dorothy, will you keep an eye on them?
Why me? I never liked kids, even when I was one.
Please.
Oh, all right. All right. Come on, guys, I'm gonna teach you how to make peppermint schnapps.
Where are they? Where'd they go?
They were just here. I think they went to the bathroom.
And you just let them go?
Was there another option?
Aunt Dorothy, finish it.
With pleasure. Oh, shit.
And if you're a fan of our work, you can support us and buy me a coffee. Or a film in this case. We're making a short film. Any donations kindly received. The link is in the description, but here's the information on screen. We're making a short film shot entirely on film, and it would be very, very helpful if you would send us some money. Thank you. One other person I just wanted to mention is the grandmother. She spoke German and then she could speak English. That's crazy, isn't it?
It is.
Oh yeah, she speaks English when we need to have some exposition from her. You know, her exposition, I did like the stop motion being used for the flashback. I think I liked it also because very recently, you know, in Beetlejuice, they used that, you know, the stop motion for flashback story, you know, in there, which is a very inventive way to change the different styles, and so I quite like stop motion being used for flashbacks because I think it makes the flashback seem more whimsical, a bit more removed.
Okay, so to conclude, would you recommend this is this a rewatchable movie?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ian, what are your thoughts on that?
No, I definitely think it is. I do think, you know, yes, I know it's supposed to be in the horror genre, but it's also fun. It's creative. You know, I love all the different toys that sort of come to life and start attacking the family, and yeah, it's just a good time. So, absolutely.
Oh yeah, definitely. I would definitely watch this one again because I just had a lot of fun watching it. It's just a great time, and obviously I want to watch it again also to pick up a few things that I probably missed the first time. So, oh yes.
That would be maybe my one criticism of the film. There's a lot of scenes where it's very darkly lit.
Mm-hmm.
So at times I was thinking, okay, so what's happened there?
Yeah.
So it might take a few times to see everything, but yeah, still very good.
And that's it for another year. So don't forget, you can email us, show@chatschmat. Comment down below, what did you think of this movie? Did you like it the same way we did? Don't forget, we'll have more content on our channel. You can watch our previous Christmas specials. They're all in a playlist. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And see you next time.
Merry Christmas. Have a Happy New Year. And thanks for watching. I hope you had a good time.
Well, folks, that's it for another Christmas special from Schmat. I hope you enjoyed this film. I know we did, and I hope you have a Merry Christmas and an even better New Year. See you soon. Hello and welcome to the official Schmat YouTube channel.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Actually, Neil, do we really want them to subscribe? If they subscribe, right?
Yeah.
Then that will make Johnny think that they like our content, and we will have to watch even more bad movies to review. So, you know, I don't know if we should be asking for subscribers. Just for our sanity.
You know, it depends. Maybe the more subscribers will promote some better content.
Or how about this? How about the subscribers should tell us what to review?
Yeah.
Don't pick bad movies.
Yeah. If anyone has a suggestion, put them in the comments below. We're always looking at them. Jesus fucking titty Christ.